Right guys, okay, so a few things to do in this lesson. We're going to set up a student database. Okay, so we're going to create a database to keep details of students, their login details, yeah, basically just their login details. In Java, we're going to set up our MySQL connection. Then we're going to code our connection, and we're going to insert our data, and we're going to modify our form. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I've started with part one. Yeah. So we're going to set up a student database. So we're in MySQL Workbench here. So this is here, MySQL Workbench. Let me close this. Okay, so I'm going to connect to the server which I set up on this computer. You should also have a server set up on your computer. Yeah. So you need to type out this. Yeah, we're going to create a database. It's going to be called student_database, and it finishes with a semicolon. After we've created it, we need to tell the computer to use this database. Yeah, again, same spelling. So if I want to comment something out, okay, so I need a hash. So different to Java. Right, so we create the database, we use the database. Then inside the database, we want to create a table. This table is going to be called users. Curly bracket, an open bracket. Okay, so not curly brackets, just a regular parentheses. Username varchar means string of length, maximum length 50. Okay, so var for variable length character, maximum length 50. Okay, so username can be up to 50 characters. This is a comma. Password, we want this to be a variable length up to 20. We're going to store the encrypted password a little bit later. This is a variable character, in other words a string, and this is going to be much longer because this is encrypted. The role, this is either going to be admin or student. We're going to have created by, this is good practice, okay, these two. Created by, who created the data, this is going to be maximum 50, and created date, this is going to be a timestamp. The default is going to be right now. Yeah. So let me drop database. Let me run that. Okay, all right, so now you should have something similar to this, yeah? So we've got the administration pane here, and then schemas. You might only have sys, okay, that's fine. Let me comment that out. Okay, so create it, use it, create the table, and then I've got one insert statement. Insert into users, username, comma, password, comma, encrypted password, role, created by. We don't have created date, yeah, because this is done automatically. We have a default value here, so we don't need this. And the values we want to insert are David, this is my password, no encrypted password at the moment. Yeah, so username is David, password is hello1234, encrypted password is null. My role is admin, and this was created by MySQL Workbench because I'm using this program. Okay, so now I can run all of this, and I get some beautiful green ticks. Okay, that shows me everything is successful. I can right click, refresh all. Okay, now I've got a database called student database, expand table, right click, select rows. Okay, good, and I've got my data here. David, that's my password, no encrypted password, admin, MySQL Workbench, and we can see that this was created automatically. Good. Okay, so we have set up our student database in MySQL Workbench. Okay, we've done that. Now, In Java, let's go ahead and set up our MySQL connection. Right, so you should have form 1, 2, 3, and 4. I got a bit lazy. I've only done one of them. Right, so what's next? MySQL connector. MySQL connector J. Yeah, so this one here. What is that? Not useful. Come on. Okay, so platform independent, and then I will have the zip file. Download that. Just start my download. There's no need to log in or sign up. Just start my download. Okay, good. That's gone. Let me go back to basics. Okay, so there we go. Zip file. Double click that, and we get these files. Good. Now into IntelliJ. File. Project structure. Where is it? Modules, dependencies, add dependency, add jar or directory, and it was in downloads, allow, and it's this one here, the only one that's highlighted. Good, open that, and okay. Good. Next. Okay, so we have set up our Java connection. Good. Now we need to code our connection. So we're going to do this in form 1. Let's have a look. So I'm going to change this form to allow us to insert data. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So let's have a label right at the top. Insert user. Let's have another label here. I'm going to change this color because it's too bright. Ah, that changed the color of the label. Okay, so that's not what I want, so I'm going to undo that. Select my panel. Let's change this color. Okay, so I can see what's going on a little bit better. Right, so here, username. And then next to it, I will have a text field. And one for password. This is going to be a password field, so we can't actually see it. Verify password. Always good practice. So username, password. Then we want role. This is going to be a combo box. Yep, so that's going to be a drop down. What else was there? So username, password, encrypted password, we will deal with that separately. Role, okay, created by, we don't need. Created date, okay, fine. Can I stretch that over? Doesn't look like it. But I can make it bigger. Okay, right, fine. Now, these label names, I'm not interested in giving those names, but these text boxes, I do want to give those names. So txt username, txt for text box, password 1, password 2, combo role. Good. Okay, so then we go here and we can see, good, we've got all of those. Now, right, first let's have some buttons down here. So let's have one button and let's have a second button. And maybe I want them the same size. Something like that, yeah? That's okay. Now, so what's this button going to do? Button, insert data, and this one, button, reset form. No, just reset. Reset, and this one, insert. So, let's have a listener. Right click, create listener, an action listener. Okay, let's make that a bit more beautiful. And this one as well. Create listener, action listener. Okay, and again, a bit more beautiful. Now, this one, nice and easy. Button reset form. Let's copy all of these. We'll worry about combo box a little bit later. Down to here. Okay, good. So just need that. Just need that. Dot set text and set text to empty. Nice and easy. Oi. Okay, so now stop my code. Run my code again. Button 1. Okay, so we need to change the size. We can do that. Username, password, reset. Okay, resets them. Yeah. Right, let me change the size. So this needs to be wider and not as high. Okay, that's fine. Now, role, combo box, yeah? So we want 2 roles in here. We want one as admin and we want one as student. Let's go ahead, let's do that. Right, so adding combo box. Adding combo box is really easy. So I'm in form 1. I'm on my constructor, yeah? And here, combo role, which is the name. So combo role dot add item, student, and another one, admin. And then I want the default. This is the default. I want the default to be student, okay? And of course, on reset, combo role dot set selected item. On reset, I want to change this to student, yeah? Right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so anything in here, change this to admin, reset, okay good, and this resets as well. Alright, good. Now, what's next? Okay, so we want to code our connection. So we've added our dependency. Now, in source, right click, new file, config.properties. Yeah, config.properties. In here, in form 1, Java. So here. So to insert the data. Right. Now, I've got some code here. Let me see what I need to do with it. Right, first of all, at the top here of form 1, we need more import statements. Now, these are grey because they're not used yet. Yeah? Let me label these. These are my GUI imports. These are my database imports. And these are my file imports, okay? Because this is a file, we need to read the file. Now, I need a few more of these. Import.java.io.io exception. Okay, and import, java.io.input input stream, and oh no. Okay, all right. So I need these imports to connect to my database, and I need these imports to read this file. Yeah. So okay. So on insert data. Try input stream. Input equals new file input stream. Config.properties. Okay, so this name here. Yeah. I need to. Okay, because it's a try statement. I need to open and properties. Dot load input. Okay, so before this, properties. Good. Okay, so we need a variable called properties of type properties. And then here, properties.load input. So we're loading the file. So here we have an input stream called input, and unhandled. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's unhandled. I haven't finished. Properties.load, and then string db name equals properties.get property, and I want to get that property. Okay, so I've got 3 properties: db name, db user, db password. Why? Why is this? Okay, fine. All right, and let's have this information in a message box. Where do I have a message box? Here. Okay. So copy that. Okay. All right, so we've got them. Let's build up a string and let's get that output just to make sure that that's working okay. File not found. Ah, yes, okay. All right. So we've tried it. Catch any kind of exception and just throw a runtime exception. Okay, that will work for now. Button 1. Right, okay. File not found. No such file. Config.properties. Let's try. Okay, good. So db name, db user, db password. Okay, fine. Okay, so I just needed src because it's in the source directory. I just needed src and then a /. Right, good. Now, this exception is a bit unpleasant. We want to catch an IO exception. Okay, so an input-output exception, and we don't really want to throw it. Let's just do ex.print stack trace, okay? So that we can see what's going on. Okay, so if we run this, let's see where we are. So button 1, anything, insert, okay, fine, connection successful. Okay, so we get a connection successful message, which is what we expect because we're trying to connect using our username, our password and our database name, and we get that connection successful. Now, if we go over here, over to MySQL Workbench, select star from student database, yeah, so this is the name, .users, this is the table, and then if I run that query, I see that I've only got 1 row. So even though in here it said connection successful, it didn't insert that data. And it didn't insert it because we haven't told it to insert it. So let's do that now. So we want a prepared statement. and I'm going to call this insert statement. Okay, so prepared statement is our type, this is our variable name, and here insert statement equals insert into, now I want this student database.users, and I'm going to insert the username, the password, and the role and created by. Role and created by. So insert, so then I've got a space, created by, why is this red? I'm not sure. No, that's fine. And then here, values, open brackets. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? So insert into student database.users, username, password, role, created by. And then I've got 4 question marks. And these question marks I need to resolve. So to do that, insert statement dot set string and parameter 1, so that's for this one. So this is going to be, now what's it called? Duck duck duck. Role. Here, txt username. Dot get text. Yeah? So what that's saying is that this question mark isn't actually a question mark. Instead, I want it to be this value. And then when I've got 1, I can do. Now I need 4 of these for the second question mark, for the third question mark, for the fourth question mark. Now the fourth one is going to be our created by. So here it's created by MySQL Workbench, but here it's going to be created by my program. So I'm just going to use my first GUI app here. This one is the role, so this is combo role dot get text. No, get selected. Get text? No? Get selected item dot to string. Okay. So I want the item and then I want to convert that to a string. Okay, so that looks a little bit difficult. This one is the password. txt password 1 dot get text. Now we ask for the password 2 times. Where is it? In here, yeah? So we need to check. We need to check that these two match. So okay, so we want to execute this statement, and then if n is greater than 0, insert successful. Now this will print it down here. It won't give us a message box. Maybe we could change that to, in fact, let's change that to a message box. I'm looking for some message box code to stop me having to write it fresh. Okay. So, if the number returns, now this will tell us how many rows were inserted. So if the number of rows inserted is greater than 0, then give me a message box. Right, let's try that. Insert statement. What's the problem there? Ah, yes. Connection dot prepared statement, and then all of this goes into parentheses. Okay, so insert statement equals con. Con is the name of our connection. Con dot prepared statement. Okay. Now if we run this. Okay, so I can enter anything here, anything here, anything here. Change this to admin. Insert successful. If I go back here, if I run this again, okay, now I have two, yeah, and that looks good. This wasn't created here in MySQL Workbench, this was created in my app. The role is admin. Encrypted password we haven't done yet. What I didn't do, and what you need to do, is to make sure that the passwords match. So, how will you do that? So, maybe up here, right? Oh no. Maybe up here, right at the top. We need to check the passwords match here. Because if the passwords don't match, yeah, if these are different, then we don't want to do all of this. We don't want to read these details, we don't want to connect to our database, and we don't want to try and insert the statement. Okay, so I think you know how to do that, yeah? We need an if statement. If, what's it going to be called? If txt password1.getText does not equal txt password2.getText, then display an error message in your message box. Right, okay, I think that's enough for now. So play around with that, and I'll see you next time.